Hi, this is Steve McGill of hurdlesfirst.com and the Hurdle Magazine, and um, I was asked about 6 months ago or so, perhaps even longer ago, in one of the comments on my YouTube channel. Someone asked me if I could do a video about teaching beginners how to three-step. So I'm just now getting around to that, and I realized that it's going to take more than one video. So this video will just be kind of an overview of the important components to teaching a beginner how to three-step with efficiency and speed. Okay, so what I don't want to do here is just kind of give the old college try approach where it's like you can do it, just push, just don't be scared. Three-stepping is for beginners is can be a very involved process, and I want to kind of take you through that process so that we don't want three-steppers who are kind of just reaching with the foot and extending their foot and their foot's landing way in front of their hips on their way to three-stepping. We want three-steppers who can consistently three-step, who have power, who have speed when in their three-step, who are getting faster as the race goes on, as opposed to trying to just keep making it to the next hurdle. Okay, so I'm going to take you through those steps so that your three-stepper is not going to just get lucky one day in three-step, but can three-step consistently at every meet, every race, even when the technique isn't perfect. Okay, so today just an overview of the steps. All right, step one is teaching sprint mechanics. Okay, front side sprint mechanics, which includes keeping the ankle dorsiflexed so that each stride lands on the ball of the foot, getting good push off the ground, off the ball of the foot, driving up the knee and the heel with each stride, and pushing the hips forward with each stride, and having a vigorous arm action from cheek to cheek. Okay, and so before you even put up a hurdle, you got to get the sprint mechanics on point. Okay, because the sprint mechanics aren't on point, then the mistakes in the sprint mechanics will carry over to the hurdling mechanics, and you'll run into a whole bunch of trouble, a whole bunch of frustration. Okay, so don't even put a hurdle up. Okay, until the sprint mechanics look good in the drills. And in the future video, I'll go through the drills, like the A marches and A skips, etc. And they're looking good in their sprint mechanics when they're sprinting. Okay, when they can stay dorsiflexed and stay front side with their mechanics when they're sprinting at full speed without having to think about it when it's become second nature, then you're ready to put a hurdle up. Okay. Meanwhile, while you're teaching sprint mechanics on one or 2 days a week, you're also going to be teaching hurdle mechanics on 1 or 2 other days of the week. You don't want to teach the sprint mechanics and hurdle mechanics together at first. Okay, separate them. Okay, so on the hurdle mechanic days, that's where you do your fence drill, your walkovers, your side walkovers, and then I'll also introduce the drills that I teach: the marching popovers, the cycle drill, and the quick steps. Okay, and so those drills are incorporating the hurdle mechanics at slower speeds, walking things through, and then making sure that the sprint mechanics that we see on the sprint days are carrying over to the hurdles. Okay, so this way the athlete is getting a gradual indoctrination and is building confidence. Okay, all right. So next thing would be to kind of toggle back and forth each week, and so I would say the best time to do this is in the fall before any meets start. If it's a younger kid, a youth kid who doesn't run indoors, you can have the indoor season to work on these things. But keep going back and forth. On your sprint days, you're working on your sprint mechanics. Hurdle days, you're working on your hurdle mechanics. Okay, and these don't have to be full workouts, right? These can be part of your warm up, part of your cool down, and part of your workout as well. Okay. Then you want to gradually introduce speed hurdle free. Okay, so that, like I was saying before, you get their speed up to where they feel confident running fast with the balls of the feet on the balls of the feet with the ankles dorsiflexed. Okay, and then the next step would be, once the hurdle mechanics are on point and the sprint mechanics are on point, then you want to focus on the start. Okay, because if the start is off in any way, that kind of ruins everything you just worked on before, okay? Because you're not going to be able to three-step if you're not sprinting through hurdle one, okay? So you got to teach block start mechanics. You got to teach the athlete how to drive through the hurdle, okay? So you always want to start with lower hurdles, okay? Even when you're going full speed, okay? Start with the hurdle 1 or 2 clicks below race height, okay? So they can focus on driving and not be fixated on the hurdle, okay? And then once they're good over first hurdle where they're sprinting through the hurdle and not puddle hopping and just making it to the hurdle, then you can start adding more hurdles, okay? I always say once you get up to 3 hurdles where they're sprinting through all 3, you're probably good for the rest of the race, okay? And once they're they look good over 3 hurdles at lower heights, then you can raise them and gradually get yourself up to race height, okay? But you can't rush anything, okay? Three-stepping for the sake of three-stepping, I refer to that as fool's gold, okay? So you can say, hey, I'm three-stepping, but if I'm bounding and I'm reaching and my arms are all going side to side and all that kind of stuff, you're a three-stepper in name only. You're not really a sprinting, aggressive, hurdling three-stepper, okay? So what we're talking about here is building that confidence up on a gradual basis so that when it is time to go full speed in a race, the body can react instinctively, okay? So in the next video, I will give details on developing the proper sprint mechanics to help a beginner learn how to three-step and three-step for good, all right? I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.